Hello everyone, welcome to FMT Guru. We are going to discuss IPCs, CRPCs and Indian Evidence Act. It is very important topic, very commonly asked in NEET-PG exam, FMGE exam and INICET exam. What is IPC? IPC is Indian Penal Code. It defines crimes and also the punishment. So it can be asked in exam. What is IPC? Indian Penal Code. It defines crimes and punishment. Example 375 definition of rape, 376 punishment for rape. CrPC, that is the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. It is a procedural law that provides a detailed procedure for punishments under the penal law. So it can be asked in exam. Indian Evidence Act 1872, that is related to evidences and witness related to inquiry. So all the three can be asked as MCQ in exam. We are going to discuss very important IPCs in detail. Now, the group 1, I divided entire IPCs into 9 sections. The group 1 or section 1, IPCs related to homicide. What is homicide? Killing human being. Now here there are 9 IPCs related to homicide: 300, 302, 304, 307, 299, 304A, 304B, 306 and 309. Let's see what is 300. 300, so all of you remember, it is the definition of murder. Definition of murder. You can remember the 300, there are 2 zeros are there. So it has 2 important components. One is mens rea. Mens rea means guilty mind, and guilty act, which is known as actus reus. One example is, you can see the newspaper headline, Uttara murder case. In Uttara murder case, a Kerala man who killed wife using cobra awarded life imprisonment. So there is a guilty mind and there is a guilty act. That is mens rea and the actus reus. The punishment for murder, that is defined under IPC 302. So that is punishment is death penalty or life imprisonment. So 300 definition of murder, 302 that is punishment for murder. What is 304? 304, it is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Here the very important word is not. It is not important to murder. So the punishment is 10 years to life imprisonment. 307. 307 attempt to murder. Remember, in attempt to murder there is no death, but there is an attempt is there. The punishment is 10 years. 299. 299. So please remember, it is very commonly asked in exam. Culpable homicide. Culpable homicide definition. It includes all homicides including murders. So it includes all homicides, murders as well as culpable homicide not amounting to murder. So like culpable homicide is a genus. It has 2 species. That is, one is murder, second one is not amounting to murder. 304A. You can remember A for accident. 304A. A is there. A for accident. That is a rash and negligent act. Rash and negligent act leading to death of the person. It includes medical negligence also. So the punishment is 2 years. So causing death by negligence, medical negligence or any negligence. So that is 304A. Punishment is 2 years. A for accident. We can remember 304B. 304B, that is B for BV, that is dowry death. So death of the wife within 7 years of marriage. So in unnatural condition, that is punishable under 304B. The punishment is 7 years to life imprisonment. It is a cognizable offence and a non-bailable offence. That is 304B. A for accident, B for BV, that is dowry death. 306. Remember 306, it is for punishment for abatement of suicide. So abatement means either instigation or aiding suicide. That is known as abatement. So whenever a person commits suicide and the person who is responsible for the abatement is punishable under 306, the punishment up to 10 years. It is also commonly asked in exam. 309, now it is not there. 309, previously it was attempt to suicide was punishable offence. Now it is not a punishable offence. Okay. Yes, this is about the important IPCs related to homicide. You can see here there is one animation that shows 302 case. 302 case. You can see here the weapon used is a dangerous weapon and the injury also likely to cause death. So there is a guilty mind and there is a guilty act that amounts to murder. Okay. Next. So look at this newspaper headline. Bhaskar Shetty murder case. In Bhaskar Shetty murder case, Bhaskar Shetty was murdered by the wife and the son and the astrologer. He was killed. The body was cut into pieces and they were burnt. Okay. So, and the body was burned in a homakunda using ghee, camphor and petrol. His ash and bones as well as brick of the kunda were thrown into the Pali river in attempt to destroy evidence. Please remember 300 definition of murder, 302 punishment for murder, 201 it is disappearance of evidence. This is also commonly asked in exam. What is 201? Disappearance of evidence. In this case, Udupi Principal District so announced, so are convicted all the three, that is life imprisonment. The motive was about the property disposal. It was judgment was given on circumstantial evidence and the witness. The bones were confirmed by DNA fingerprinting. So please remember definition of murder: 300 punishment for murder, 302, 201 disappearance of evidence. Now second part, the second part of IPC related to injuries. So here again there are 10 IPCs are very commonly asked. The first one is a very important one. You can see here 319. Here a person suffering some pain or some infirmity or some disease. This is known as hurt. Definition of hurt is under section 319. Hurt includes pain, infirmity or disease. Again, hurt can be a simple hurt, it can be grievous hurt. 320, it is the definition of grievous hurt. Again, you must be knowing grievous hurt contains 8 clauses like emasculation and others. Okay, grievous hurt definition comes under 320. It contains 8 clauses. There is a separate video for grievous hurt that you can go through. 323. 323, remember, voluntarily causing hurt. Voluntarily causing hurt. 324, remember 324, it is 324. So whenever 24 or 26, it is caused by a dangerous weapon. Voluntarily causing hurt by dangerous weapon. That is 324. It is not grievous hurt. It is a hurt caused by dangerous weapon. What do you mean by dangerous weapon? Dangerous weapon is a weapon which is likely to cause death, or the weapon used in cutting, weapon used in shooting, weapon used in stabbing. All this comes under that is dangerous weapon. When hurt is caused by dangerous weapon, it is 324. What is 325? Punishment for grievous hurt. So what is the punishment? 7 years of imprisonment. Now what is 326? As we discussed before, it is a even number, dangerous weapon. So grievous hurt caused by dangerous weapon, that is 326. Already discussed, dangerous weapon is a weapon which is used in stabbing, shooting or cutting, are likely to cause death. So difference between 324 and 326, very important. 324 hurt, 326 grievous hurt caused by dangerous weapon. 326A, you can remember 326A, A for we can remember acid attack, that is vitriolus. So, okay, so you can see here, voluntarily causing grievous hurt by use of acid, 326A. So I think this is the movie, that is Chapak, that is movie related to 326A. 326A, that is actually vitriolage. What is 326B? B, remember, B is just an attempt. So B is just an attempt. So voluntarily throwing or attempting to throw acid, that is 326B. What is 334 and 335? Remember, 334 and 335 both are actually related to provocation. Provocation, remember, sudden provocation. So 334, it is voluntarily causing hurt on provocation. 335, voluntarily causing grievous hurt on provocation. So difference between 334 and 335, one is just a simple hurt and the second one is the grievous hurt. You can see the three pictures here. So one animation that is showing hurt. So hurt can be two types, simple hurt or grievous hurt. And second picture, that is acid attack, that is 326A. And the third one, dangerous weapon. Dangerous weapon comes under 324 or 326. I'll just write here. It can be 324 and 326. Okay, 326. So both are actually even numbers, that is dangerous weapon. So this is the second part of the IPCs. Now moving into third part. Third part, very commonly asked in exam, sexual offences. Sexual offences. Let's discuss about sexual offences. Now what is 375? 375, it is the definition of rape. As you know, definition includes four important keywords. What are they? Penetration, insertion, manipulation and application. You can see here, rape includes four important keywords. It can be penetration, insertion, manipulation, application. So 375 definition of rape. What is 376? 376 is the punishment for rape. So remember, so 376(2), that is actually custodial rape. So custodial rape, when a rape committed by a teacher, a doctor, a police officer or in a custody, that is 376(2). Please remember this, 376(2). Then 376A. Remember, A for amnesia. A for amnesia, or death of the female. Rape and murder. Rape and murder comes under 376A. You can remember A for amnesia, A for loss of memory, A for death of the female, or A for persistent vegetative state. So next, 376B. Remember, B for something related to BV. So B for BV, sexual intercourse by husband during separation is known as 376B. Then 376C. C, you can remember, chair or custody, sexual intercourse by a person in authority, that is 376C. And 376D, D for Delhi gang rape. Gang means more than one person, 376D. 376E, E for expert rapist, repeat offenders. You can remember here, expert rapist, that is repeat offenders. One example, Psycho Shankar, you can remember that. So all these are very commonly asked. Now recent update, all of you, what is 377? 377, non-consensual unnatural sexual offences. Like example, sodomy. Sodomy is punishable. Non-consensual sodomy is punishable offence under 377. Now let's see about 376AB. 376AB. How to remember, all of you? A for 1. So A for 1 and B for 2. So how to remember? Rape on woman under the 12 years of age. So 12 years of age. Remember, it is not gang rape. It is the rape on a woman less than 12 years of age. Okay, that is 376AB. How to remember? A for 1, B for 2. Whenever section starts with the D, that must be gang rape. Look at this, all of you. 376 DA. 376 DA. You can remember 376 DA, 376 punishment for rape, D for gang rape. What is A here? A means less than 16 years of age. 16 years. 376 DB, that is again 376, D for gang rape, B for, that is, you can remember, less than 12 years. Less than 12 years. Okay. So AB, rape less than 12 years, 376 DA, gang rape on less than 16 years of age, 376 DB, that is gang rape on a woman less than 12 years of age. Lastly, the very important one, that is the 228A. Identity of the rape victim should not be disclosed. So punishment for disclosure of identity of rape victim comes under 228A. It is very commonly asked in your exam. All is a very important section. You need to revise once, twice before your exam. Now this completes the third part, that is sexual offences. The fourth part, before that, look at the newspaper headline: a life in crime, rapist killer who terrorized women on highways, Psycho Shankar. So it comes under 376E. Okay, repeat offenders. Next, look at this. All four, again the Hindu newspaper headlines, all four accused in Hyderabad veterinary doctor rape and murder case are shot dead. So it's a murder case, rape and murder. It must be 376A, and also it is 376D also, D also. So yes. Now look at this. 11-year-old girl sexually assaulted by members of family including father. So father matlab it can be a custodial rape. It can be punishable under gang rape also. It is punishable under 376D, and also it is punishable under POXO Act. It is also punishable under 376 DB, that is less than 12 years of age. 11 year is the age here, 11 year is the age. So now the fourth part, sexual offences related to sexual perversions or related to sex related offences. So first one, you can see here, this is actually at the office, or sexual harassment, asking for sexual favor, all this comes under 354A. So this is 354A, just write here 354A. Okay, so it is what it is. It is a demand for sexual favor. Just a minute. So demand for sexual favor, or showing pornography or physical contact, so with a sexual intent, so that is sexual harassment, 354A. A, you can remember A for A for office, A office you can remember. Okay, and B for, so B for you can remember, so B for disrobing, so disrobing, so this is 354B. So 354B, that is tearing cloth, 354B, disrobing. Okay, then 354C, that is voyeurism, also known as peeping Tom. So one example is the Drishyam movie, where the villain he captures the image or the video of private act of the daughter of the hero. So 354C, so this is 354C, you can remember like this. Voyeurism is 354C. Then 354D, that is stalking. Stalking means following a female with a clear indication of disinterest. So in brief words, so one very famous movie, that is Tere Naam. So this can be an example for stalking, 354D. 354D, that is stalking or sending WhatsApp messenger, sending email, sending message to a female with a clear indication of disinterest, that is 354D. So once again I'll repeat, 354A sexual harassment, B for disrobe, C for voyeurism, D for stalking. Then 290, it is nothing but proteurism, also known as toucherism. So this is the 290 IPC. 290 IPC. So it is common in crowded buses, crowded trains or markets. Okay, proteurism is also known as toucherism. It is also known as toucherism. Okay, 290 IPC. Then exhibitionism. Exhibitionism is punishable under 294. So exhibition can be anything. It can be mooning, it can be streaking, it can be flashing, anything that is punishable under, so 294. 297, so that is basically necrophagia or necrophilia. So this is 297 IPC. 297 IPC, necrophagia, eating dead body, necrophilia, having intercourse with the dead. So that is 297. So, and here one more, this is the 354C, voyeurism. Next, 497, now it is not there. It is adultery. Now it is not a criminal offence. Previously it was punishable under 497. Next, what is 509? A word or gesture act intended to insult the modesty of a woman. So that is known as 509. And what is 354? Indecent assault. And 351 is assault. So all this can be asked in exam. Okay, all this can be asked in exam. 354 indecent assault, 351 is assault, 354A sexual harassment, 354B disrobe, voyeurism, 354C, D for that is stalking, and the rest. And look at this. Okay, so this is about the important IPCs related to sexual offences. This completes the fourth part. Now we are going to discuss IPCs related to criminal abortion. So criminal abortion, I'll write like this, CAB, criminal abortion. See CAB, how to remember CAB, C for third alphabet, 1, 3, 1, 2. So criminal abortion starts from 3, 1, 2, C for 3, A for 1, B for 2, second alphabet that is. So that is all related to CAB, okay, criminal abortion. So this is calotropis plant. So this is calotropis that is used in criminal abortion. Let's see what is 312. 312 is criminal abortion with the consent of the mother. Punishment is 3 to 7 years. 313, causing miscarriage without consent of the mother. So difference between 312 and 313 is the matter of consent. When consent is there, 312. When consent is not there, that is 313. Criminal abortion, when death occurs, 314. Okay, 314, 10 years to life. So here the word is death. Death word is important here. When death of the mother caused due to miscarriage, that is 314. So 312, 313, 314. With the consent, without consent, and when there is a death. So death can happen due to various complications of criminal abortion. 315, 316, 7 and 18. Sometimes they can ask these IPCs. 315, remember, it is preventing child being born or to cause it to die after birth. That is 10 years of imprisonment. The motive can be anything. Preventing child being born or to cause die after the birth. Okay. 316, remember, it is related to, that is culpable homicide, causing death of quick unborn child. Okay, quick unborn child by the act of culpable homicide. Okay, whenever culpable homicide word is there, so that is 316. Okay, there is a culpable homicide. Because of the culpable homicide towards the pregnant, the child or the fetus got died, that is the punishment is 316, 10 years of imprisonment. 317 related to child less than 12 years, that is abandonment of child under 12 years by parent or by a person who is having care of it. Punishment is up to 7 years. Last one, that is the 318, concealment of birth by secret disposal of dead body, that is punishment is up to 2 years. So this is about IPCs related to criminal abortion. How to remember? 312 CAB, 312 with the consent, 313 without consent, 314 death of the mother during the criminal abortion, 315 that is quick unborn child death or to cause it die after the birth, 316 culpable homicide, 3117 that is child less than 12 years abandonment, 318 that is the concealment of birth by secret disposal of dead body. So calotropis is the one agent that is used in criminal abortion. So what are the IPCs related to criminal responsibility and consent? So consent, the consent, it can be implied consent or it can be informed consent. So consent is defined under section 13 of Indian Contract Act. So we are going to discuss what are the IPCs related to criminal responsibility and consent. 82 IPC Indian Penal Code, that is criminal responsibility of a child less than 7 years. Less than 7 years, the child is not liable for criminal act. Consider the age of this child is less than 7 years. Child is not liable. Consider age is between 7 to 12 years. 7 to 12 years. When there is a sufficient maturity is there, then the child is liable for its act. That is section 83. 7 to 12 years may or may not be liable for criminal act depending upon mental maturity. Mental maturity present, liable. Mental maturity is not there, then it is not liable. 84 IPC, very commonly asked in exam. 84, that is criminal responsibility of a mentally ill person. So it is also known as McNaughton's rule. The McNaughton's rule. McNaughton's rule. McNaughton was suffering from delusion of persecution, and the McNaughton's rule is nothing but criminal responsibility of insane person. But remember, in 84 IPC, the revenge is not included. 85 IPC, it is involuntary intoxication and crime. That is not liable for criminal act. You can remember 5 for forced. F 5 is there, that is forced. So forced intoxication and the crime, the person is not liable. 86, that is voluntary intoxication and crime. In this, the person is liable for criminal act. You can remember 6 is there. 6 means self intoxication and crime, the person is liable. Look at this in this picture. This is section 86 IPC. Consider this lady commits some crime she is definitely liable. That is section 86 IPC. So once again I'll repeat, 82 less than 7 years, 83 7 to 12 years depending upon the maturity, 84 related to mentally ill person, 85 involuntary intoxication and crime, 86 voluntary intoxication and crime. McNaughton's rule is a name given to 84 IPC. Yes. Now 87 IPC. All these 87 to 88, 89, 90, 92 all related to consent. So consent we discussed, there are two types, implied consent, informed consent. So the consent comes under section 13 of Indian Contract Act. Let's see now what is 87. 87 states that any person more than 18 years can give consent for surgical procedure. So 87, that is 18. Surgical procedure. 88, remember 88 is a very important IPC that gives immunity against medical negligence. That is, act done by consent. Act done by consent by doctor in good faith for person's benefit. So that is known as 88 IPC. 88 IPC that gives some kind of immunity against medical negligence, because it is done in good faith, it is done so with the consent of the person. That is 88. 89, 89, all of you please remember 89. So when consider age less than 12 years, so less than 12 years, the parent or guardian, so guardian known as loco parentis, can give consent. More than 12 years, the person can give consent for medical examination. Less than 12 years, so consent should be taken from the parents or from the guardian. So that is 89. 90. 90, you can remember null consent. The consent is null or consent is invalid when it is taken. When it is taken, that is under fear, under misconception, under intoxication, or mentally ill person, or child less than 12 years. In all these cases, 90 IPC states that consent taken is invalid. 90 we can remember null consent. Section 92. Section 92, remember, it is the IPC related to emergency. That is, law implies consent in emergency, especially in case of head injury requiring urgent decompression. So look at this. This is the case of EDH. This is the case of EDH requires sudden decompression. So in this case, when nobody is there to give consent, or when the person is unconscious, doctor can do surgery even without consent. In that case, law implies consent. So that is known as section 92 IPC. And this is section 90 IPC. Okay, insane person. This is section 92 IPC. Okay. So this is about the consent and criminal responsibility related IPCs. Now, kidnapping and abduction. So again, it is very commonly asked. Kidnapping. What is kidnapping? What is abduction? And what is the section related to punishment for kidnapping? We are going to discuss. Kidnapping. 361. 361 defines kidnapping. What is kidnapping? Taking away from lawful guardianship. So any minor under the age of 16 male or under the age of 18 in female, or any person of unsound mind, that is known as 361 definition of kidnapping. You can remember 361, 361, 3 lift 1, that is 361. Then what is abduction? Abduction is, you can see here, this is probably that is taking away from the guardian, lawful guardianship. Kidnapping 361. Okay. 362, that is abduction. Remember, what is the difference between kidnapping and abduction? In abduction, there is a force applied, or compulsion is there, or intention is there, and also irrespective of age. That is 362. 363, that is the, you can see here, a female who is abducted, that is comes under 362. Okay, irrespective of age, when force or compulsion, intention is there, irrespective of age, then that is 362. 363 punishment for kidnapping. 366 kidnapping or abducting or inducing woman to compel her marriage. So 66 we can remember 66 marriage. 66 marriage. Again 366A, 366B. 366A for illicit sexual intercourse. Minor girl less than 18 years. The procuration of minor girl less than 18 years for illicit sexual intercourse. That is 366B. 366B, sorry, A that is. 366B, importation of girl less than 21 years from foreign country. So, for illicit intercourse. So, that is known as, say, 366B. So, here one movie, so where based on kidnapping girl or abduction of girl. So, that is taken one movie. So, this is about the kidnapping and abduction. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about some IPCs related to summon, perjury and evidence. 172, 174, 176, 177 IPC very commonly asked. Let's see now. So, what is 172? 172, absconding to avoid service of summon. So, either it is given by public servant or by judge. Absconding. 174, non-attendance for summon. Non-attendance. So, neglecting summon, not attending the court. So, not attending the summons given by public servant. Then it is 174. 176, omission to give information to public servant. So, you are bound to give information in certain offences. Omission to give information to public servant, that is 176. 177, giving false information to public servant. So, all this related to that is summon and also information to the public servant. Now, this is very important. 191. 191, all of you, please remember, it is a definition of perjury. Perjury. What is perjury? Giving false evidence under oath in court of law. Definition given by 191. The punishment given by, that is 193 IPC. Punishment is 3 to 7 years of imprisonment. 197, giving false certificate. 7 years imprisonment, the same. And the 201, the very important in entrance exam, disappearance of evidence. So, example, doing embalming before autopsy, not preserving articles in poisoning cases, all this, that is. So, this is perjury actually. So, this is perjury. This is perjury. And he is actually a public servant. Police officer can be a public servant. So, this is about the that is summon, perjury and evidence. Now, the ninth one is the last one. So, here there are some sections IPCs related to COVID-19 or HIV or other diseases. So, what is that? Let's see now. 269 IPC. We are discussing IPC. 269 IPC. Remember, it is the negligent act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. Example here, COVID-19. The patient is COVID-19 positive. He is not wearing mask. He is roaming around the city. So, he is negligent. It is punishable under 269. 270 malignant act. 270 malignant act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. So, there is intention present, intentionally roaming around the city to spread COVID-19. That is 270. 271, disobedience of quarantine rule. Then, so all these three important. 269, negligent act. 270, malignant act. 271, disobedience to quarantine rule. All the three related to COVID-19 or HIV. HIV also it is correct. Now, we are going to discuss 44, 45, 46. 44 injury, 45 life, 46 death. You can remember this mnemonic. So, ILD, 44, 45, 46. That is 44 is injury, 45 is life, D for that is death, that is 46. 40 for IPC, that is injury, whatever illegally caused to any person. Body, either body, mind, reputation or property. The mnemonic is BMRP, body, mind, reputation, property. So that is injury. Remember, hurt 319, injury 44, 45 life, 46 that is death, and 51 IPC that is the oath. 51 that is oath, and 271 to 272 to 276 they are related to adulteration and drugs and the poisons. So 276 that is adulteration. So this is about the IPCs. So we discussed almost all IPCs important from the point of your entrance exam. Now last part, that is the criminal procedure code. Criminal procedure code. As we discussed in the beginning, it is a procedural law. Let's see now what are the important CRPCs commonly asked in exam. First one, very commonly asked, 39. What is 39 CRPC? 39 Criminal Procedure Code. It is a public duty to give information. Say example, a case of murder, some rape or kidnapping. As a citizen, you should give information to police station. That is 39 CRPC. Then what is 53.1? 53.1, examination of an accused by medical practitioner or medical officer. Accused person. Examination. So that is 53.1. So 53.2, when accused is female. Examination of female accused by lady medical officer. That is 53.2. But a very commonly asked is 53A. So 53A, remember, this is very commonly asked. 53A is medical examination of accused of rape by medical officer. With consent or without consent, with a reasonable force. That is 53A. Very commonly asked. Then 54, examination of an accused on his request. On his request, that is 54. Arrested person, on his request, medical examination can be done. 54. Then 61 to 69. 61 to 69, they are basically related to summons. Summon is a legal document. Okay? Summon is a legal document compelling the attendance of witness in court of law. That is 61 to 69. Then 164A, again very important. It is the examination of victim of rape. 164A. Remember, it is examination done only on consent, not without consent in case of victim examination. Then 2C CRPC, that is cognizable offense. Cognizable offense. What is cognizable offense? So one example is ragging. The police can arrest a person without warrant is known as cognizable offense. One example is rape, murder, ragging is also a cognizable offense. Then 357C, it is related to treatment of rape victims at free of cost, and also information should be given to police in cases of rape. So that is 357C. It is okay. Then 327C. C for all of you remember. 327, it is camera trial. Examination of survivor of sexual assault must be conducted in camera. C for camera. 327C, camera. Then one more very important, last but not the least, 174 CRPC. That is the police inquest. So very commonly asked question. Police inquest. Police inquiry towards the cause of death is known as 174 CRPC. 176 magistrate inquest. So magistrate can be judicial magistrate or executive magistrate. That comes under 176 CRPC. Again 416. 416 is asked once. If a woman sentenced to death is found to be pregnant, High Court shall commute the sentence to imprisonment for life. That is known as 416 CRPC. Okay, so converting or commuting death sentence so to life imprisonment. So in a case of accused who is pregnant, so then that is 416 CrPC. So this is about the CrPCs. All is very commonly asked. Now let's see about some images here. Some images are given here. Some images. So now look at this. This probably 53. This is probably 53. 53 we discussed already. 53 1 and 2, 53 1 or 53 2 or 54 also. This is in case of rape. So victim examination should be done. That is 164A CrPC. Okay, and in camera trial, that is 327C CrPC. Then lastly, this is the death sentence, that is 416 CrPC. Okay, so this is about the Criminal Procedure Code. Lastly, Indian Evidence Act. There are some important questions in Indian Evidence Act. Indian Evidence Act, the first one, Section 3 of Indian Evidence Act, that is evidence. What is the evidence in a particular case? Facts of the case comes under Section 3. Very commonly asked is dying declaration. Dying declaration, DD, very commonly asked. That comes under Section 32(1) of Indian Evidence Act. Dying declaration. Declaration by a dying person, where leading questions are not asked. Oath is not administered. So that is Section 32(1) of dying, that is Indian Evidence Act. Then Section 45, expert witness. 45, expert witness. It can be any specialist, fingerprint specialist, handwriting specialist, expert witness in court of law. That is 45. Section 154, hostile witness. Hostile witness, in simple word we can call U-turn witness. A witness goes against the party calling him. So leading question can be asked in that case. That is Section 154. Section 107 and 108, they are very, very important. Section 107 of Indian Evidence Act, presumption of being alive. The court presumes that the person is alive. The burden of proving death of person known to have been alive within 30 years. That is Section 107, it is presumption of being alive. Section 108, that is Indian Evidence Act, presumption of death. Court presumes that the person is dead. The burden of proving the person is alive who has not been heard for at least 7 years. That is Section 108. It is very useful in missing cases. So in some civil cases like insurance, property, other cases. Lastly, Section 114A. 114A, that is related to presumption of absence of consent in certain prosecutions for rape. That is 114A. So this is about important Indian Evidence Acts. So remember, this is dying declaration, that is 32 Indian Evidence Act. 32 Indian Evidence Act. You can see a fingerprint here. Fingerprint specialist comes under 45 Indian Evidence Act. Missing person, the important is 107 and 108 Indian Evidence Act. And in certain cases, that is rape, 114A. So this is 114A. Okay. So this completes the all important IPCs, CrPCs and Indian Evidence Act briefly. So thank you. Happy reading.